Awesome sauce. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're gonna hop in a blender and let's see what we can do. Okay, so first, let's get our reference images from Pinterest. Let's look up Nightcrawler X-Men. Perfect. And the character looks cool. I like how he looks. But do we want to go for like a young version or an older version? So I don't want to go for like a super animated looking, I want to make him look rugged. I mean, he's like a beast. He can teleport or something that looks wrong with him. I want to have some scars or something. So I'm going to save this image. Yeah, I can't even see my keyboard. Nightcrawler 1. I'll do a 3 since I already have a bunch. I'll be one of them because I want to do these designs on his face. I do like the eyes that he has. Let's see. Comic books are so detailed that I also want to get that look. And I actually really like this look here. So I'm going to save that and go NC4. I just want to save time here. Let's see. I like this side view here. NC5. That one looks a little too non-mutant looking. This is probably accurate. I mean, he was abused, so I like that too because he has the subsurface scattering on him. So I think that could definitely help with some stuff. So you can never have too many reference images, but for now, I think this is good. We pretty much only sometimes need one or two. So let's throw these into Pure Ref, and let's go him, that. Oh no, that's the thumbnail. So we might not want that. Yeah, so for the thumbnail, since I hadn't created this yet, I literally had to like fake making it. I'll probably go back and change it once I actually have character done. Yeah. Okay, so we gotta reference images. Now let's hit AX. Let's enable for this to be on top. Which one do I want to start with? I'm going to start with, actually, I really like how he looks, but I also like how he looks. But it's hard because in comic books, they're made to be drawings. They're not made to be actual anatomical models. So that can be pretty difficult. So let's get our head. I have this under that file. And I use this guy's head for practically every sculpt that I do. So now I'm gonna take him. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me all right? Yeah, I hope you can. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now what we want to focus on is just literally get into sculpting. One thing is, don't be afraid of sculpting. So, right. First, we want to turn on symmetry. There we go. He has some very thin lips. And a very long, pointed nose. Very blocky nose, if you know what I'm saying. Then from this side, this is kind of a hard model because he doesn't really have the bend. I don't even know if he has the bend. Yeah, he has the bend. Yeah, I want to make him look, you know, kind of monstrous, you know. Let's see. I always use a base mesh. Because one, it's way easier because if you're trying to make something like a dragon or something, sure, I mean, definitely pay more attention to just starting from something, and then you can retopologize it with like Instamesh or something. But I pretty much almost always use a base mesh like this, just because it's way easier to have control over and stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring this even further, bring those up, and block those in. Yeah, he's looking very German looking. I like it. He has these pretty high bends on his nostrils there, so I like how that looks. And yeah, the hard thing I think is getting the blue skin once we get there. But honestly, I've done green skin before, so this really shouldn't be much of a problem. Now his cheeks, I want him to be skinny, because, you know, like, he's been hurt, and yeah, I mean, he's been imprisoned by a circus, he's been hurt by these people, so let's try to give him some kind of a skinnier looking face. Yeah, the eyes are some long boys right now. Yeah, and I'm gonna maybe focus on this for a second. So I like this bend up here. That's pretty nice. And these, I'm actually just gonna try to brush all these up. And I feel like everything's kind of far. Lips are like, need to be in closer. And yeah, I mean, I'm not even trying to go for a specific look here. I'm just trying to, right now, we're literally just blocking in the shapes, so maybe not super contour, but contour enough. And we can even, I actually don't like that. We want to bend these in even more, and for some reason I was on the grab brush. It was weird. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I want to make him look like more like a teen, you know, not so much like this guy. And I'll rig his face later to have some more facial details and stuff like that. This is just what we want our base shape to look like, and these are way too far out still. yeah, I kind of like how that looks. Yeah, I like the face that gives him. Let's try to find some other images. So this is definitely more a childlike face. You know, there's not a whole lot of definition and stuff, but you know, I do want him to look, you know, more manly. You know, like he's been in the X-Men for a long time and stuff. I don't want him to look super like a child. This is pretty good. Let's do this. Sometimes I like to position them. Yeah, like he's actually starting to look a lot like him. So we have a lot of these defined parts. I like the chiseledness though, you know. That's kind of what I call it. Maybe not so rat-like, I guess, on the nose. Maybe we want to make it a bit pointier. Maybe even farther back. I don't know. Let's save this. Let's call this the Nightcrawler sculpt. This is sculpt 6 of the 30 character challenge that I'm doing right now. I promised myself that I would do 30 characters in 30 days, and I mean, I think it's going pretty well actually so far. Maybe I want to mask this part actually. Yeah, I might have to, because even in the movie he has these pointy ears. So yeah, so let's go like this. Yeah, I mean, that's alright. They're pretty big still. I mean, they are pointy ears, so you know. And these guys even stick out, you know, like this. But then it brings his head, and that's because we probably need to use a mask brush for that part. But we'll get there. There's still maybe some stuff like here that we might want to inset. His cheeks are pretty high there. Let's see, his chin is still pretty. Yeah, and then maybe even bring this out right here. Then the neck, maybe bring this in. It's pretty big. Yeah, and yeah, I actually really like that. I like that look. And we'll get to the facial designs when we get into the rigging, because then he'll look really good. And we'll add a subdivision surface modifier. No, a multi-resolution modifier in a second, because that definitely helps with a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. Definitely more like a kind of chowed looking. Let's see. So now we have him, and everything looks different without hair, of course. Hair pretty much changes how everything looks. Let's see the side of the face. It's pretty good. Maybe even bring that down a bit. And yeah, We're gonna bring these back there. And it's not really going like sideways, it's going up, you know. Actually goes this way too. Yeah, the model is going to be super, or the skin is going to be super weird once we do that. And then he has these kind of puckered parts right here. Once we add the multi-resolution modifier, we can fix that. But I like how he's looking, you know, not too rugged or anything. This guy is definitely rugged. He's been through some stuff. He can do some things. And yeah, I mean, what I think this is like, I don't even know what this is. No, not really like that. But if we look at his eyes, they have this yellow and the black part in there, and I'm actually going to, I might even just want all of it yellow and then yellow in there. And I'll have to figure out how to do that. You know, I like his human-ish look that he has here. The designs on his face are so cool. And the good thing is that they're actually symmetrical, so we only have to do one part of it, and the rest of it is just fixed. Right now he's looking pretty vampire-ish, but you know, in a way he's kind of like a vampire. Yeah. Cool. So we have our base of what we want it to look like. Now let's add a multi-resolution modifier, and I usually just subdivide them 4 times. And once it's on 4, you can actually start to see some pretty good detail. I mean, all of that sculpting even did some stuff. And the ears, man, they're starting to look less blocky. They're starting to look better. But we can do even more. I don't just want to leave them here. I'm going to set the viewport to 1, which from 4 doesn't really change a lot. But we're doing 4 because we want to put some details on his face and stuff like that. So it's 4 on the render, 4 on the sculpt, 1 in the viewport. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to take this brush and even turn down this part as well. And I just want to go over these parts right here. And I'm actually going to turn it way up. I'm going to put this in right here. And these into around the lips is doing some kind of weird, but it's actually okay. So for the lips, what I usually do is I just take a crease brush, turn down the strength a bit, and go in real smaller, and I just do this. And then over here, I go like that. Yeah, and yeah, that kind of defines the lips a lot better. And now we want to work on the eyes. The Mad Eye Moody sculpt that I did yesterday. If you haven't checked that out, go and check out my Instagram, that's CGI Guy, where I post all of my sculpts that I do. And over there you can see almost every day I try to post something. It has 42 followers right now, but that's honestly alright. So next question is, what detail of eyes we want him to have. I think this is pretty good for the eyes. So one, I like to go really low and turn that up a bit. And now you have this under here, so it gives him this kind of bags under here. And we can go even farther and do some right here. Then even farther, turn it down even more, and do some here. This brush and the crease brush are the main ones that you want to use for the eyes, because they have not only the wrinkle definition that they put on it, but there's also that it just makes it more blocky. Because if you see, I mean, like on the eyes, it's not they're not like, you wouldn't use a draw brush really for it. You'd use this because they're definitely more I guess square defined. They're not really circle or circular. They definitely have more of a square leg to them. And for the eyebrows, they definitely seem to be more protruding here. So let's kind of shape this out over here as well. And I definitely do want him to have more contour on his face and stuff. So we can do this, give him some of those muscles, and some up here as well. Right now we're just kind of doing some rough sculpting, and you can actually see in most people there's this line that goes from the nose to the cheeks and kind of gives it that bump. And yeah, and there we go. Oh, that was pretty rough around there. I don't know if I want that. And then we have this really long ridge by the eyes. I kind of want to get that in there, actually. Because he is a beast, so, I mean, sometimes, you have to do both sides, because the multi-resolution modifier doesn't necessarily get them right all the time, but it does do a pretty good job at it still. Okay, so that is looking good. Let's kind of try and do the top part. The side view is good for the eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna try to actually bring this part down. Yeah, try to bring it down. Gonna size it up and bring it down. Yeah, that's good actually. And I'm going to bring this back and even try to size that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's crazy how quick you can actually do stuff. Kind of an obvious statement. It's kind of quick how you can do stuff, but you can. I mean, it's like this. It's so easy to actually get a good 3D head going, and I mean, it's starting to look pretty good. And I'd say the clay brush is like one of my favorite brushes, because it has that detail in it, and I like that, let's see. Actually, gonna go here, try to put some there, and I'm liking how this guy is looking. I like his face. And honestly, not even the face is really the hardest part. It's kind of more the skin, because for this guy it's blue and we're gonna have to do some bump painting and stuff, which is actually fun. I mean, it's so many people look down on, oh my gosh, it's so hard, but really it isn't. I mean, it's Blender is kind of like an all-in-one stop when you think of it, because I mean, yeah, sure, in ZBrush it pretty much everything can be an all-in-one stop, but is it necessarily a good all-in-one stop? Is it necessarily good? Maybe not. Um, because what I mean, I guess, by an all-in-one stop is like that you don't really have to go to other places, um, or other softwares to make it look good. You can just go to, you can just stay there. And I mean, you can practically do that with any software that you know of. ZBrush, Cinema 4D, 3ds Max. I mean, pretty much everything you can do that kind of thing with. I don't really know what's going on there. And the great thing also about having a pre-model, I guess, or just a base mesh, is because, one, it's already retopologized. You don't really need to do extra retopology if you already have a retopologized model, because if you get the base mesh and you just apply a multi-resolution modifier, you're going to be applying a multi-resolution modifier either way, even if you are going to retopologize it. You're going to have to add a subdivision surface or something else. I mean, you're going to have to add either way, so it's just way easier to do it here. And now those are starting to look like he's an old man. Not too much, but we don't really want too many bags under there. But we do want these muscular protrusions, I guess you would say. We do want those kind of things. And yeah. And I was watching X-Men recently, and I thought that he'd be kind of a challenge to do, because all I'm trying to do in this series of sculpting characters in this challenge is figuring out the ways that I can solve problems with them, because I did Mad Eye Moody, and he has literally one eye that's normal, and the other is just this big thing embedded into his skin from the Order of the Phoenix War, and I liked that idea, and so I just took it and I kind of wanted to run with it. Yeah, so now he's looking a lot more muscular and defined, and he has these, but I'm actually going to turn up the strength and try to take those away. And I will be doing a course on how to fix these. And I'm sorry if I'm not seeing your comments. If you are commenting, I don't have a second monitor where I can read them. I literally just have to go here. And cool, no one commented. Great. But yeah, so that's that. And I will be doing a course on how to make these, on how to make realistic humans. I mean, I wouldn't say he's realistic. I mean, right now, if you kind of looked at him, I'd say he looked pretty realistic to me, bucko, but, I think we could get even better with detail and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I just liked this character. I just like how he looks, how he acts, how he's so like not innocent, but he's just so like quirky, I guess, and not from America. Um, but yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Kind of gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna hit maybe Z. What is up? What? What?
Where's your new? Where's your new office game?
That would be over there, I think. Yeah. It's not over there?
No, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got stuff on your back for a minute, but
How dare. Oh, it's alright.
it's gonna end horribly.
Probably.
Great. Sorry, I'm coming along.
Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sister came out looking for games. Alright, so let's fix the nose. And this is kind of when we start, after we have the base mesh, we just do the details. So he has this type of thing, and I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna turn up the strength maybe, and try to go up there, and then go in here, and yeah, and maybe up there. Lower it, go over it. Just a constant process of putting in details. And now we take that, maybe, oof.
Hold on, I got.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, Dang, look at that. Okay. So what we can do is we go into shading. We have this, which is really, really terrible. So we're just gonna delete that, and we're going to bring in image texture with that. We're gonna open it. I think it's in documents, and we have the skin. Basically, this is kind of another version of Character Creator 3, because one thing that I really, really liked about Character Creator 3 was that you could just pinpoint the points on your model and then on this image of skin, and then it would just throw it on there, and then you could fix it or do whatever you want. And I was like, dude, that is so cool. And so this is basically what this is this is a model that I have sculpted multiple characters on. So if you look at the original thing that we started with this character, his face, I used him for literally every single character that I have done for this series so far. And the cool thing is about it, except for one I actually poly painted the skin from a Make Human character because it was just kind of, I guess, easier that way. Plus, poly paint is great, but it can be difficult. But the cool thing is here is that you can literally just apply the skin and it makes it, and you can actually copy that image and make a new one. So he kind of looks like a Harry Potter human elf right now, but we don't really want him to look like that. So we're going to get a hue saturation. Now, one cool thing about making hue saturation with the skin is, one, you can do this. You can make it darker, you can make it lighter, and you can also do that with RGB curves and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Actually, was it one? And another thing you can do is saturation. You can make him super orange. You can make him super not orange. All that cool stuff. And you can just play around with it. So we're gonna set him to 1, and this guy to 1, and this is a 0.5. The cool thing about this is that this is hue, and if we set it to blue, we got ourselves kind of a blue-looking character. But yes, I do agree, doesn't really look too good. So we are going to keep the skin like this right now. But here's the cool thing. Since he is human and not the Grinch, because the Grinch was a what? Yeah, he's a what, not a who. And then we're going to take a color ramp. And whoa, right now it's all black and white. Isn't that crazy? Okay. We're going to, bump this up maybe to here, change it to like closest to the blue that he's on. And then this, I'm going to change it to maybe like a blue right here. That starts to look like him. And like right there. And you're like, Reed, this looks terrible. And I'd say that you are completely right. It does look bad. But it's okay, because of course we're gonna fix it later, and this is not the final product. And like, compared to the skin that looks like this, this is terrible. I mean, just take it away, and you pretty much already have the thing without the skin. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. So let's go back to sculpting, and let's try to fix some things here. So I want to focus on the eyes. The eyes are bloody terrible right now. And I want to fix those. So I'm gonna bring that in. Bring that in, and I'm gonna take this undo that. Alright, now we're going to take this brush and yeah, put it on that. Alright, so it's looking pretty good, but he's looking pretty weird. So we're gonna take this brush again and we're going to do this. And that actually looks a lot better. So now we can do this and go up there, take this brush, smooth that out again. And the flatten brush is also good if you want, per se, the smooth brush to have more effect. And I think you can also enable auto smooth to the brushes, which is good, but you know, not necessarily the best. So we're just gonna try to flatten this out. Great thing about symmetry is that it does it to the other side. And yeah, and then go back with this and turn that up. Yeah, and then turn this up. Yeah, okay, and then we're gonna fix this. I don't know why that's being weird there, to be honest. Let's try to fix it. And now it just looks sad. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa, way too big. But we don't want him to be sad. We want him to be glad. I have no idea what it's doing to this side. I'm gonna take this brush, try to smooth things out. Okay, I'd say, you know, I said that's pretty good. Let's smooth these creases out. And then take this. Go in. No. Yeah, no. Oh, it's so dark in my room. Sometimes I can't see stuff. And you're like, Reed, turn on a lamp. But then I'm like, no. That's my answer. Yeah. Yeah, and then cool thing is we can even take this, go like that. But friends, that looks terrible. So now we can compare it to the side image and fix what looks wrong. So, the lips, of course. Let's bring these forward, bring these back. And we're gonna save it. Alright, so he's looking pretty good. Let's work on the ears a little bit. So we sort of have this thing here where there's the good thing about this is, you know, let's make it a little rough, you know. And let's put all those in. You can of course see that it did not do a lot over here. Therefore we have to do it again. Which is honestly okay. So let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, now that actually looks pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to shade it because I kind of want that rough cartilage look. I don't want to smooth it to get that rough cartilage look, right? And I actually like that indent right there, actually. So I might even go on with the crease brush and just do it on this side. You know? And that gives him that look. Yeah. Okay, and now we'll do that. Dang. I mean, I think he looks pretty alright. Maybe I'm going more for an elf look, but you know, we don't really have to follow anything. There's not really any criteria on what to follow. Yeah, so I do like how he looks. I think I was going most for him. And in my opinion, it actually kind of looks like him. Okay, so we're done, I guess, for most of sculpting. Maybe I can go a little on this part here. Just smooth that out. And yeah, so this is just for, so we have the base mesh done. We made the eyes look nicer. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to put in the eyes. So, let's do this. Let's go RX90 and then G. Yeah. And then this side, you can see that it's way far back. It just looks the same from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to size it. We're going to put it forward. And actually, let's bring it back and size it some more. Put it forward again. Kind of missing some space over here. But that's okay because it's pretty common with eyes actually and stuff. And we can of course go in and sculpt that. Or we can go GY and maybe even bring it out in sculpting. So I'm going to go to sculpting, not shading. I'm going to turn on X. And I'm just going to go in here. And yeah, that's good. So we have our nice looking eyes, nice looking model. Let's close that out. Let's do this. I'm gonna go to tab and edit mode. And what I like to do, I do this for literally every character that I make. I size that middle part down super low. Click this middle part go G, Y, or whatever axis you need to move it back. Don't necessarily just listen to what I say, and move those all the way up. And now let's look at some eye things. Let's try to find the picture where he's looking this straight. So around there, his eyes, yeah. So let's bring this back, and what I like to do, is I like to, oh crap, I did the wrong side. Oh, whoops. So I'm gonna actually undo all that. And because it's this side, yeah, look at that. Is everything alright over there? Yeah. Yeah, so we're just gonna go Sizen and G, Y, and Control R just a bunch of times right there. Now bring it back. Let's see where we need to put it. So probably around the fourth one from that. So yeah, and sometimes you don't get it exactly right. So we want to hit unproportional editing, inverse square, and let's see. Probably there, and then GY. Perfect. Now let's save it. Let's go back, turn to solid view, smooth it, and he has these yellow eyes. So I'm actually going to bring in this procedural eye blend that I did. So, and I'm just literally just going to change the color. So I'm going to bring in the node tree, the node group, and I'm going to bring shading open here first. We actually need to mark a seam down the middle, or else it'll look really strange. And it will not work whatsoever. So U, unwrap, select the islands, and this all the way down. Move this towards the middle, and of course, we're gonna fix it when we get to that point. So it changes to the shader editor, give it a new material, and then find the node group. And wow, look at that. So now let's change it to there. And when we look here, we have a procedural eyeball. And of course, we can change it in edit mode if it'll let us. Sometimes, most times, it won't. But that's honestly okay. So all we need to do is go in here and mess around with the scale thing. So up here is where you'll find the place where we need to change our where stuff is. Yeah, so that's right there. And then it's kind of hard to click things. Yeah. The hard thing is it's on 0.5 right now, so if we had to change that, then we'd have to change this and everything else, and it'd kind of be a big mess. So what we're gonna do is I don't know if I can even bake this. Either way, I'm just gonna change the eye color. So this is going to be a yellow, like right there. Right? Yeah, it's gonna be yellow. And then the haze around it, I believe, is this one, the light rim. light rim, eye white, the iris, the eye white. Yeah. This should be right. Okay, so if we do that, I think. Oh wait, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, so this. Yeah. Yeah, alright, that's honestly fine. If we change this, actually also going to change this to a lighter part of that, and then for the iris, Lightroom, iris, no, we already did that. I don't really even know where to where to find the thing. Let's change this to like, if we change that to like a yellow, I don't even know if that would change. Yeah. Let's see here. This change anything? Yeah, maybe it would. Let's change this to like a really dark orange. Yeah. And let's change that to like another dark orange as well. Maybe like right there. And yeah, and then eye white. And what is this? I think that's the divider and the eye white. So is that the color? That should be. Yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna change it to something like what is it? Like it's just, yeah, it's like a foggier yellow. And then what if I change this to something like orange? Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Except that this is green, it's not the orange. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. Okay. Now I'm just gonna save it, and I actually want to append the eye from the procedural thing. So I'm gonna go to object, and I'm just gonna hit sphere. And look at that, folks. It should bring it up. And I'm gonna change that material to this material. If it'll even change it. I don't think it will. Okay. Change that to this material. And I know we kind of just wasted all that time, but it's honestly alright. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's RZ -90. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Shift S, cursor to selected. Then I'm gonna go Shift S, selection to cursor. And then I'm just gonna go, Shift S, of course, cursor back to world origin. Then that smaller eye will literally be in the exact same spot that this eye is right now. So that's an easy way to do that. See, probably right there. So the first sphere, second sphere, first sphere. Maybe I want to delete that one, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Okay, actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna delete that one. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. We're gonna go yet again. Shift S. No, don't move. I don't know if it moved, so I'm just gonna undo that. Shift S, cursor to selected, and then Shift S, selection to cursor. And what this is gonna do is this is going to be only slightly greater than this. And we're just going to shade it smooth. And then we can save it, and then we can go shift this back to world origin. And for that material, we need to make sure that we have screen space reflections enabled and screen space refraction. And now we want to turn the transmission all the way up, the roughness all the way down, almost, about to the R. Now you got yourself an eye on a blue character. Now, right now, it's looking a lot more like like an avatar character than it is this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find it's actually in documents, I believe, Ralph Skin. I'm just going to Control C and then Control V. And I'm going to rename this Nightcrawler Skin, which is the scariest name you'd ever think of. And now we're going to change this to Nightcrawler Skin. So it's the same picture, but this time we can paint on it without affecting the other skin that goes to the other face model that I did. So we're mainly going to be using this guy as a reference to paint this. So that's what we're going to do. So first off, I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to plug that into the base. Delete this as well. And so first, let's just change this over to cycles. And let's give it an HDRI so that we can see it in a nicer view. Let's see what looks good. Maybe I literally always choose that HDRI, so why don't we just use that? And here we go. So that's how he looks like right now. Pretty cool. But honestly, he can look a lot better. So if you see the ears, like even the skin for that part stretches over the ears, and I mean it's a pretty detailed skin. Funny enough, the skin is actually a woman's skin from a photo of it from Texturing XYZ. But we want it to be the man's skin. So first of all, what we want to do is I'm going to make a vertex color, not a face map. I'm going to make a vertex color, and I'm going to call this blue skin, right? And I'm going to go Shift A, Shift A, input vertex colors, blue skin, and I'm going to put this color in here. And it looks like this right now because when you make a vertex color, it's literally just copying the one that you made before, which can kind of be slightly irritating, but honestly it's okay. So let's go to vertex paint in texture paint, and let's change this to the shader editor so that we can see what we're doing, and hide that by hitting in. So now that we are on complete white, let's hit Shift K. And we're actually going to go to this material settings because in this it's always darker and you can always get it wrong. So we're going to set this to the blue that makes most sense for this guy. So maybe there. So we Shift K there. And now if we do this, if import a mix RGB. We can set that on the second color and that on the first color. And now he looks like that, which isn't super bad, but he's more purplish, so we can even bring in an RGB curve. And we can take this here, which can make it darker, or here, which can make it lighter, and stuff like that. So then we can actually change between the factors and all that cool stuff. So for the lips, he actually slightly has more human lips. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make another mix RGB, but this time I'm going to make a lip mask. So we're going to call this n.c.lip mask. We're just going to change this to 2048 by 2048. I don't know why that put an equal sign in front. But, yeah. So, of course it looks terrible right now. It's, of course, not going to look this way in just a minute. But perhaps we could put it right, maybe even to a darker blue, like right here. And now, over here, I just want to bring up the image editor to bring up that lip mask, and I'm just going to save it as, and now we can join those areas. Okay, so we have this, and what we want to do is we want to definitely have that saved as an image, or we can't even do anything in texture paint. So now we're in texture paint mode. It looks exactly the same, but they're kind of different. So we're going to open a new texture, and we're actually going to make this the skin texture from the girl right here. And we're going to set this to a stencil. Look at that. And now I want to move it. And of course, turn off symmetry, because that's just really gonna mess things up. So right here. So I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know why it's doing that weird thing. Yeah, those are the lips. Because you can actually see that, he doesn't, I mean, he has blue lips there, but, not really in here, I guess. I mean, we can tint him up a little blue. So now I'm going to delete that, and, yeah, going to delete that texture off of here. I'm going to choose kind of a more purplish blue, and I'm going to set the strength to there. So now I can actually even lesser strength. And yeah, so for the nose, he has an even lighter part. So here's one thing that I've learned with making skin. So skin is kind of an imperfect texture, meaning that it is something that isn't uniform. So like this, if we just click on this right now, we can see that yes, we have all of these. We have the lip, which is splotchy, and the nose, and around here, and in the ears, and kind of everywhere. It's you have the imperfect things in there, and then you can just you can even grab like a cloud texture or something, and you cannot set it as stencil, and you can set it to something like view plane with random, and paint on there, do whatever you want, but that's not really how it works. So one thing that I like to do is I like to mix it with a kind of gross, imperfect texture. And I'm actually going to change these mix RGBs around. So instead of this being here, I'm going to mix it with this, and then these will be two separate RGBs, which then I'm going to mix this with another image texture. And this image texture that I'm going to set it as is going to be something called the Grinch Skin. And it looks absolutely disgusting. But the great part about it is that when you set these two together, and you can actually see my viewport slowing down because I need to charge it, and it's weird because if I need to charge it, it's just stops losing its power for rendering and stuff. So you can see it's actually pretty gross, but it has that variation, that puts it on him. And what we can actually do is let's set this to overlay, and let's have this color be the first. So that way we can have it like right here, and we can have that imperfection kind of a look. And let's actually go back here. Let me plug in my camera real quick. If I can find the cord. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on. That was strange. It was like the actual plug got unhooked from the charging port. Anyways, so this is what it looks like right now. pretty cool. And if we actually set it to here, we just get a fully blue face. If we set it to this, we get maximum imperfection. And set it to like something like right there. Even though I don't like that. So I'm just gonna go like a Control T and try to move it. I don't actually think that one does anything. What if I moved it like that? Yeah, that looks good. So right now this is where we're at. But obviously this is probably the best textured one I've seen so far. So let's actually move all of this and hook that up with another mix RGB. We're gonna make another n.c dot mask for the skin. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna set this to a color like that, maybe even closer to, I don't know. I'm gonna set it to like there, because I want him to have some kind of underlying skin color that's more human. And you're not going to see anything because we haven't actually saved anything. So let's go to the image editor, open up the one, and I'm going to shave it right there. Yeah, so the lip mask, what we actually need to do is we probably couldn't see it in rendered view, so all we need to do is make sure that we have the lip mask checked, and go back to image editor, I think it was. Yeah, and now that we have this stuff painted onto the lips, yeah, we can, what the heck? Anyways, let's save it. Okay, and now let's hit this one, and yeah. So we have that one saved, but what we need to do is I'm going to lightly take a very light blue, and I'm going to have its strength be to about there. And if we take it, we can actually see how it's painting. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna figure out how to pause this thing real quick. I don't think I can actually pause it. So yeah, honestly don't know if I can pause it, but yeah, so let's actually change this, change these two, shift that, and gonna move them over here. Yeah, just like that. And now let's go to rendered view, and that's how good it looks right now. So I'm actually just gonna stop the stream right here, because that's where I want to end it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is kind of, I'm just gonna say that this is part one. This is part one of it. So yeah, please enjoy the rest, and see you guys later. Goodbye.